What is up, everybody? We are back in the building. Please give me a 1 in the comments if you can hear me okay. I usually don't do this, but today, don't forget to give me a 1 if the sound is okay. If it's not okay, give me a 2 so I know. Here's the thing. This is a very special jar. You know why this jar is special? This jar is special because it's an old jar that I just found in one of my random cabinets at the house. And it wasn't being used for anything. Where did you get this from? Yeah, so yeah. My wife doesn't even remember where she got this from. But this is a special jar because it has tea in it. And if you don't work at No Jumper, you don't know this, but well, you probably do. You've been seeing me drink a lot of tea lately. So I bought some tea and I was like, you know what? Instead of ordering Uber Eats and getting tea delivered to No Jumper, I'm going to bring a jar from my house and just have the tea that I like and prefer in this jar. And I'm going to leave it at No Jumper for whenever I'm there so that I can have my tea readily available. And I even left a thing of honey there. And I was going to buy a new thing because that other one was low. And then I thought about it when I drove to the front of No Jumper this past what was it, Monday? I said, these niggas don't really mess with me like that. I said, they don't really rock with your boy like that. Imagine how awkward it would be for me to bring my shit to No Jumper and then gotta drive all the way back out there on a random day to pick my stuff up from No Jumper, my tea in my jar, this jar that has meaning for some reason. Now it has a lot more meaning. And they don't really mess with me. So I got to go back up there and get my stuff and walk out of there like employee who just got fired, being escorted by security. See, I'm telling y'all, it's something about intuition that goes understated. It's something about intuition that we just don't care to recognize, observe, or give any attention to, because your spirit is going to let you know when somebody really not messing with you like that. And it's going to keep you from doing dumb stuff like leaving your shit at a place where people act like they generally don't like you. And the thing is, they act like they don't like you not because you've done anything to them. They act like they don't like you because when they look at you, when they interact with you, they know that there's going to be some type of change required on their part so that they can feel qualified to sit in the room with you. Now, there was some stuff said about me on No Jumper show yesterday, and I think that the statements were unfair, and I don't care about that. You could say whatever you want to say. Listen, one thing about people from Long Beach, we don't give a damn about what nobody said about us. We always gonna get all the bitches. We always gonna look better than y'all. We always just everything better, period, across the board. So we don't really pay much attention to the noise, background noise of whatever people say. But the issue I had with what was said yesterday was, you could have said it when I was in the room. It felt like the statements were like suppressed, like people have been wanting to say this stuff and they just had an opportunity to like air it out. And I don't get that. I don't think I come across as someone who's like super emotional and I'm gonna like try to, go crazy on you or slander you if you say something I don't like. My thing is, you don't invite me to No Jumper Tuesday show, but then you talk about me at the end of the show, and it wasn't good. It wasn't really great. And I don't care if you have criticisms. I mean, you could go anywhere in the world and you'll never find a statue of a critic, right? But constructive criticism is welcome. I mean, I've even asked Adam for criticism, like, hey, what do you think? What do you think I could work on? What do you think I should do to make myself a better podcaster? I recognize that he's been in the game for like over 10 years, super successful. He's figured out a lot of things when it comes to content creation that a lot of up and comers can benefit from. And I've been at it for about 5 years, and obviously I'm not where I would like to be. I know why I'm not where I would like to be, but hey, any advice I can get, I'm gonna take it. I'm a sponge, right? Tell me as harshly as you want. I played sports. somebody chew me out, somebody go off on me, that doesn't bother me, right? Just tell me what you think. And one time maybe I got some advice, maybe once, and other times it's just like whatever, and just keep it moving, right? But what I want to do is I want to play the clip of what was said, and I just want to address each slanderous assertion, each slanderous narrative that was introduced or presented. And I really want to call attention to the initial lie that sparked these statements, right? And you guys, please like as you come in. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and contribute to the stream if you haven't. Today's a good first time to do that. We're trying to have a record month this month, and I'm willing to do the work to get there, but can't do anything without the support of the viewers. So let me go really quick to YouTube. Should have had this pulled up, but I was at some volleyball practice doing my dad thing. And it's gonna be pretty easy to find because it was right at the end when the slander started. But just for future reference, just if you got something bad to say or you have an issue or you want to about me, just ask me to my face. That just, hey, why is it like this? Why is it like, listen, we can make some good content off of it. I have no problem with answering people's questions about me. But if you do ask about something about me, please understand that if you're lying, I'm gonna call that out. Like, bro, you lying. You making that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I think it's right here. Hold on. I'm just finding it. Let me pull this up so y'all can see it. Okay.
Did like 5 years or whatever it was, and it's been like
have that same energy in person.
They dumb.
No, you're just dumb.
Right.
And there's no real
And
actual.
I fuck with him, you know what I'm saying? Dog, I don't like that. Not to cut you off, Adam, no, for real.
yeah.
That's the type I don't
thing, but not the no jumper shit.
The other day.
Being the smartest person in the room doesn't necessarily. When he does talk a lot of
Man, Wack go forever.
yeah.
He go forever be the villain. Ever. Forever.
he's comfortable in that place.
Not really. No, you know how people seem like they happy with something they really not.
Okay, so this started with them talking about Whack 100, but then it somehow gets onto me. How you go from me to Whack 100 is beyond me, but that's what happened. So we're gonna play from where Munchie is saying something about Whack, and then we'll start there.
I could imagine that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I felt like on the last Adam and Wax show, like there's a lot. You guys, it seemed like both of y'all were really blaming the Unc and 4 Extras thing on me, or yeah,
On you?
Yeah, that's how I felt. You feel me?
I didn't think that.
That's not okay.
That's not what I was thinking watching it. I felt like, did you force yourself into the conversation? Not really, but also felt like it would have been. I mean, you're talking about two people to talk at all because 4 Extra kept going on these long rants. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's a very.
All right, so let's get this clear. This all starts because Adam is basically going at Lush for not intervening in the 4 Extras and Unc situation. And Lush, in true content creator, podcaster style, he was looking for any way to flip the script or flip the conversation onto anybody else. And in that sense, I believe I was just low-hanging fruit because he's like, hey, I know Adam doesn't like Brandon, so if I ever bring Brandon up in front of Adam, that's a good opportunity to kind of switch Adam's, focus away from me and what I didn't do as a host, right, onto somebody else. So Adam is bringing the same argument to Lush, like, bro, you're 43 years old. You're like you're next to Adam, you're the guy. Next to Josh and Adam, you're the guy. And you could have done more to prevent what happened between Unc and 4 Extras from happening, right? Lush is like, oh my God, someone's holding me accountable. Let me switch it on to Brandon. Hey, Brandon talks a lot, right? And then Adam's like, whoa, like, dude, you just inserted a Chuck E. Cheese token into Adam because he's ready to go hard, to like passive aggressively slander me, or not slander, just go in on me. He was like, oh, Brandon, never miss an opportunity to talk about that jerk.
Very difficult position to try to
always
insert
say that
yourself
he'll
into
never
that.
get
It
a chance
really
to
was.
talk.
Huh?
He always say, "Can I talk? Can I talk?" That's a thing.
And then when he does talk, a lot of times it's like completely off subject, and then you kind of understand why people aren't really like dying to let you talk sometimes.
Well,
Because the conversation is just going a completely different direction.
well, like people like Brandon does the same thing too, right?
Oh yeah, that's why them two together was like fireworks, but to me, ultimately, like not that good.
Oh, let me hear your response, actually, Adam, because
Wait, Brandon does the same thing that Unc does. Oh, that's why those two together was like fireworks. But no, bruh, is we trying to get views or not? I think the Unc show, the show, No Jumper show with me and Unc was a great show. But here's the problem. When you got people like Lush who try to interrupt to say nothing, then you got to be like, hey, bro, let me talk. Because at this point, you're filibustering. You're not talking because you have a point to make. You're just talking to keep me from making a point. And when I talk, I always have a point to what I'm saying. So people who like don't want, to catch these strays, or they don't want to deal with like, the impact of what I'm going to say, well, they'll start trying to overtalk and cut me off. And I'm taking callers tonight for sure. They'll try to cut me off and stuff. But my thing is, I'm going to get my point out. I'm a podcaster. You're not going to silence me. You're not going to censor me. You can cut me off all you want, but I'm going to get my point out. And I keep that energy with everybody. I was just on the show on Monday with Viral Way, and they was talking, and let's move to the next. I said, y'all can move wherever y'all want to. I'm still going to say what I have to say because that's me. Like, I'm going to let people say whatever they want to say, but you got to reciprocate. You got to let me say what I have to say. So when I do say, like, let me talk, and Unc was saying the same thing. But let me tell you guys this. When I went at Seti Nash, and I gave an example of this, that's why you need to watch this show. You need to watch this show. I showed it in real time. When I confronted Seti Nash over why he was apologizing for bringing Woody to the hood, even though he believed that even though he didn't believe that Woody was a snitch, everybody jumped. They piled on. They cut me off. 607 Unc literally took over the whole conversation, and I didn't say a word. Because as long as I get to ask my question, I really don't care where you take it. I want the question to be asked. Because that's what podcasting is. That's what an interview is. It's called follow-up, right? I don't know if we all need to take a course, but the reality is Adam has a media house. Once you start talking about the news and all this stuff, you have a media house. You're talking about people's business, people's life. Now you're letting people call in. You're doing media, and you're gonna have to have people who understand how these types of situations are best conducted. But when you got a bunch of people who don't understand that, right? And they think, oh, this is just about doing crazy stuff to get clicks and views. Well, there's going to be like a disconnect there, and you're going to have a lot of problems. If you're on the No Jumper news, we talking about the news. If somebody call in and you want to hear their side of the story, let them talk so you can hear, then respond. These type of things. But everyone has to respect everybody. That's why I love Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan just lets his guests talk. And then he inserts himself to ask a question that he believes the audience might have. And if you tell me, hey, you talking too much, shut the fuck up, or whatever, I don't care about that. Viral Way says that all the time. Hey, he'll cut me off. And then I'll say, you know what? I am talking a lot. Let it ride. You know what I mean? But this idea that, oh, Brandon talks too much, so he can't be on this show. All right. Yeah, all right.
Brandon was very vocal about you on the pod.
Saying what?
Like, but he was like, Adam's afraid to pod with me because I'm the smartest person in the room. He said this on No Jumper News the other day.
Being the smartest person in the room doesn't necessarily make you the best podcaster. And I agree that Brandon is really, really smart, but also.
Okay, so immediately here, right? As the person who is the A mic, the host, Adam, I never said I was the smartest person in any room at No Jumper. I've never said I was the smartest person in any room at Viral Way or any other podcast I've been on. I don't say things like that. I don't even call the viewers fans because I am very aware and very careful with the type of words that I use because I understand that everybody is not like everyone doesn't know me. Everyone wasn't raised with me. You know, it's just like, you know, people come from different walks of life. Someone might take you saying you're the smartest person in the room as you calling them dumb. I never said that. Now, Lush, if you feel like I'm the smartest person in the room, that's okay. And that's what I think Lush feels. So he's projecting what he feels about me onto me. And then he's saying, well, Brandon said this. Adam doesn't say, when did he say that? Adam has never heard me say that. No Jumper has all these editors. Please, I challenge you. I challenge you to find the clip. Let's bet money on it. Find the clip where I said that I'm the smartest person in the room. I said Adam wants to be the smartest person in the room. Boom, no bias, right there. Look, no bias put that before. Adam, I said Adam wants to be the smartest person in the room. How did that turn into Lush's lie? He said he's the smartest person in the room. And the worst part about it is not a single person in this group fact-checked Lush on this. Not a single person in this group said, hey, when did he say that? It's like, oh, that's what you're saying he said? Let's go. Let's ride with that. You're never going to be respected as a podcast doing shit like that. You're going to be humiliated because you're going to do that about the wrong person. And then they're going to be trying to like sue you or come at you or, you know what I'm saying, call you out. Now, I'm not that guy. I'm a team player, right? I'm going to call you out, but I'm going to call you out in a brotherly way. Lush lied. So I want you guys to all understand that this entire, everything that follows this is based on an absolute lie. Everything following this question or this statement is based on a lie. So are they even talking about me based on things I said? No, they're talking about me based on something that someone lied and said that I said.
Also, clearly his approval rating is not as high as some other people on the chat. Now, he's very polarizing, and to me, he does create good content. However, there's a lot of people who said that they were going to stop watching the podcast after many years as a result of his presence. So I'm not saying that I'm off Brandon or whatever, or that he'll never be on the podcast. I even thought about having him on today.
So let's go here. There's a lot of people who said that they would stop watching the podcast if Brandon was on, right? Now think about this, Adam. We all know that the channel's numbers are down overall. And I hope Adam's watching this. I'm gonna look in the camera. Let me make myself bigger. Adam, this is your conscience speaking. The views on the channel are down from what they were 5 years ago. That is several years and many months before you ever met me. So when people tell you that they're going to stop watching if you don't take me off the show, think about it. They stopped watching you a long time ago. They might just be coming back to watch you because you got some new people on there and to see if you will actually listen to what they're saying. You need to be like Kanye. Stop taking advice from people who are less successful than you because they don't have your best interest at heart. They'll watch any channel of anyone who's slandering you. You got a lot of people who hate watch No Jumper. So if No Jumper introduces new people who have the potential to do really well, what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna try to convince you that you need to get rid of these people. A lot of people are saying, well, he's gonna bring Almighty back. Guys, you could bring Almighty back. You could bring Jesus back. The views were going down with Almighty sitting there every day. I don't know why people think repeating something that didn't work is all of a sudden going to work because you try to do something else, then go back to doing that. If you look at the situation, this is what I know. The video, the No Jumper show with me, Unc, Hefe, Munchie, and Adam was the most viewed No Jumper show in a while. And it skyrocketed. If we would have kept that lineup, I believe we would be looking at 500,000 views by now on a No Jumper show or within the next couple weeks. Now, when I wasn't there, and Unc was by himself, that video actually surpassed the video that we made when we were all there, but it took a long time to get to the same point as the first video. Now, I got rid of Brandon. The video you made yesterday, I got rid of Brandon. Unc left. The numbers speak for themselves. So whether or not the people who are threatening you are watching or not, you lost like 50,000 viewers the minute me and Unc aren't on the show. And I'm not saying we're bringing all the, well, you have to say, like, if people see that and they come, that lineup just attracts more people than the other lineups. And I called this. I said, look, Thursday show. I called this on the Thursday show. I said Thursday show is going to surpass Tuesday show. I called that last week. Based on the numbers from yesterday, in a month, if we keep things the way they are, in a month, Tuesday show will be doing the same or better. Thursday show will be doing the same or better numbers than Tuesday show. So let's keep listening to the people. I'm going to stop watching if you bring Brandon. The same people comment this shit every week. And I know Adam is all up in the Reddit with a bunch of 15-year-old Latino kids posting crazy stuff, literally seeing if they can get No Jumper to react to the things they say. You don't react to hate watch. If you do that, number one rule they tell you in podcasting, if you've ever done any of these workshops, they say, do not interact with the people, the people commenting. You might do a show where you interact with those people specifically, but they're coming to see the content that you're producing. The content you're producing should not be dictated by random stuff that's being said by people who you don't even know. And I suspect that these are just almighty suspect loyalists who are going to keep commenting, until they get rid of me because, Almighty is not there. Who knows? But what I know is I'm a good podcaster. I know how to make things bubble. And here's the thing. When I make things bubble, I don't do it in a way that leads to people getting killed or pistol whipped or beat up or people's hoods getting dissed and all that. If I'm not toxic enough for you, bro, just be like, you're not toxic enough. But please don't tell me that I didn't have him on this show because he be talking too much. That's silly. It's podcasting. You're supposed to talk. That's the point.
But I mean, yeah, like he is very polarizing. It's almost like
I think he's good personally.
it's almost like the Brandon stuff should be its own
Monologue.
thing. Not like just him, but that should be like a reoccurring thing, but not the No Jumper Show. Because it turns the No Jumper Show into something that I feel like a pretty decent percentage of the fans are not really into. Now, I do feel like this 4 really needs a 5th. I feel like there's something missing. If it's not going to be Unk, I still feel like there's something to be said there. So, I mean, I'm definitely not like done building out the cast on the podcast in general, as well as the fact that I'm open to like creating more podcasts on here.
Oh, this 4 needs a 5th. Yeah. No, you need someone who's gonna, out of this group or another person, someone should have been like, hey, y'all going at Brandon, let me push the other side of the argument. Right now, what I'm seeing is just silence. Lush got a smirk on his face, like, yes, it worked, right? If you could see that. And everyone else is just kind of like, either they don't care about it enough to say anything, or they're just like, hey, this is how Adam feels. I don't know. You need someone who's gonna come back. Hey, Adam, low key, bro, like Unc and Brandon, they was turning it up. You know, like argue the other side. Argue the other side. Argue, hey man, you could say what you want to say about these dudes, but they got it, you know, they got it bubbling. Like you might not prefer, or what they do might not be your cup of tea, but you got more people watching with them than you got without them. And I would say that for anybody sitting at that table. The show ain't right without MFA. The show ain't right without Munchie. The show ain't right without Lush. The show ain't right without Adam. But I'm not going to sit up and listen to someone say, well, it was good to get rid of this person because this and this person is polarizing. That's good. Polarizing is good. Polarizing is great because that gets interaction. If people comment in the comments to say how much they hate me, that's still people engaging with the content. YouTube doesn't give a damn if they saying I hate them or I love them. Someone commented using this guy's name. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. You want a little controversy. There's people who click just to say, let me see if they bring Brandon's ass back. And next thing you know, they're on the video for 20 minutes just typing hatred towards me in the comments. That's good. That's actually good. Now what they do? Oh, they didn't bring Brandon back. Now go watch something else. Come on, bro.
As we end up with more and more hosts.
But Brandon was like very adamant also about you being specifically afraid to have those high-powered conversations and someone that's going to challenge you. He says that, you know, no one at this table challenges you, that he's the only one that would. And
I mean, to be honest, like
that's yeah. See, that's
I
the
fuck
type
with
of
him,
talk
but
I don't like. Not to cut you off, Adam, off for
sorry,
real.
yeah.
That's the type I don't like, because you can't say that don't nobody challenge Adam. Like, we not even having challenging conversations now. That's something his diversity do bring. He may bring a challenge to a conversation, but we not having intense conversations. You the one to make the conversations intense, and you can't just say here and insert yourself and say you smart because you breeding some context book shit, or you come and search some shit out of the book.
All right, so you can't say that you're smart because you make the conversation intense. Bro, that's what people watch for. They want intense situations. Why do you think you get more views on somebody about to fight on a YouTube video than you get on somebody reading a bedtime story? People want that tension. They want it to be intense. And they really want it if they know nothing's going to happen, but two dudes are just going at it who are strong-willed and opinionated. On top of that, once again, he's going off of Lush saying, I said I'm smarter than everybody. Never said that. Never said I was smart. Other people say, you're intelligent, you're smart, you're this, you're that. I've never said that about myself. I'll do my research. I'll come with facts. You can't be mad at me because I don't like to get on the internet and spread misinformation. I hate that when someone gets on the internet and says things that are not true. So I don't do it. That's the reality. But in my opinion, everyone up there is smart. They're smart enough to get into the room. They're smart. But with this, oh, he's polarizing and Lush is doing a perfect job of kind of like goading the situation. Well, he's saying you don't want to have those intense exchanges and debate. Well, guys, let me ask you a question. If you're making clips, don't you think someone who challenges others' opinions is going to create more clips? Don't you think that's good? It's like all the reasons why they should have me are the reasons they're not having me on there. Well, he be talking too much, and he be bringing too much intensity to the situation. He be like challenging people's arguments and that's what you're supposed to do. What's the point of having a podcast where everyone just agrees? If you go to the barbershop, if I say, man, LeBron James sucks, someone's going to be like, oh, you tripping. That's going to start a conversation. That's going to start an intense debate. That's why ESPN is doing it. Just look at what the other stations that are more successful than you do. They create conversations off of heavily polarizing topics. He's polarizing. Yeah, duh. But what I think it speaks to is Adam. Like, to be honest with you, the leadership. Where's the leadership? You the coach. You the head. You the head coach. You're the head coach. You're supposed to put everybody in a position that makes them successful. And if you have to put someone in a spot, okay, I'm gonna have these arguments lined up for him. If like, to kind of throw at him, or I'm gonna approach him in this way. Let me throw him some like softballs, and then let me throw him some curveballs, and then let me throw him some fastballs, and let's see how he does on each one of those things. Just structure it. Just have an outline. No, I just want to sit there and just randomly spout off stuff. Well, you got to do a little more. It's like if you it's a difference from training what's a dog it's the difference from training a Cocker Spaniel to training a Belgian Malinois. One is going to take a little bit of a tougher, more focused approach. The other one, sit, doggy, sit. Hold up a treat, he does it. Lay down, he does it. Roll over, he's going to do it. You get a real dog, you get you a pit bull or a Belgian Malinois or a Connie Corso, you're going to have to put a little more effort in. And I think with Adam, he's like, I don't want to put the effort in that's necessary to sit at the pod with Brandon right here. Because I am going to have to do a little bit more refereeing. I'm going to have to do a little bit more like verbal jousting. I'm going to have to maybe pull out Chat GPT. He didn't pull out Chat GPT a single time on this episode. That's the reality. I don't want to do the work necessary to have him be a part of this. So let me just eliminate him. I need somebody who I don't got to fact check. I need somebody who I don't got to, let me see what Chat G. I actually like it. I love it when this guy pulls out Chat GPT because I feel like it brings another layer to the conversation. And everyone's learning. No matter how dumb people may act in the comments of No Jumper, everyone loves learning. If it is structured in a way, or if it is relevant or presented to them in a way that is interesting to them. People say all the time, hey, bro, I learn something all the time when I watch you on No Jumper. It's nothing wrong with adding new dynamics to the channel or the podcast. Why hate on something that's good? Because some random guy said he's not going to watch anymore. He's not even, most of these people aren't even members of the channel, but their opinion is gold.
Go fucking read a book and quote it front to back, and because you don't know it, I'm talking about I'm smarter than you on the motherfucking subject. You don't know who you smarter than. Yeah, you talk proper and all that, got the proper dialogue and dialect, but that's come on, bro. That's not even stupid to say, oh, I'm the smartest person in the room. Like, who the fuck says that? That's like some square ass shit. Like, where the fuck we at?
Okay, so like Aunt Hefe. From what I know about Aunt Hefe, he did time in the feds. Bro had like a national empire of selling pills, something like that. Listen, man, how am I gonna say I'm smarter than him? I can't do that shit. I mean, I'm not saying I would want to, but I don't think I could run a drug empire moving shit across state lines. I don't have the like focus to do that. But once again, and you're responding to something I never said. I'm not a goofy. I'm not a square. Like, I don't know why that's an insult, but I'm not a goofy dude. No time on No Jumper have I carried myself like someone who's goofy. You're sitting in front of someone who is goofy, they're telling you something that's not true, and you're responding to it without saying, hey, are you sure he said that? Do you have proof that he said that? Or are you just throwing shit out? Which we know Lush does that. We know what Lush does. We know what type of time he's on. Not saying it's a bad thing, but we know bro he's content brand. He's trying to create a clip. He's trying to create friction so that they can make clips of it. You got to be knowledgeable. You got to be aware of that type of stuff. Because then you look silly responding to shit that people never even said.
And there's no real
actual, I fuck with him, you know what I'm saying?
But there's
like,
also no definitive proof
bro.
that he's the most intelligent either. Like, we haven't taken an IQ test. There's nothing that can really.
I do think he's super intelligent. Obviously, when it comes to like history and politics and stuff, he's like very well read. I'm not taking that away from him at all. I'm just saying that doesn't always 100% correlate with being a person that people want to watch on a podcast. That being said, I do believe in him, and I do think he has a future. I just feel like this show is a weird fit for him, and I feel like a large percentage of the fans would probably agree with that.
Yeah, we all can bogart a conversation. It's just like, you insert yourself, you very opinionated to where like other people might be more laid back, but like, challenging, like shit, what's been a challenge? Shit.
Hey, Brandon, my question to you is, why when somebody don't agree with your stance, they dumb?
No, you're just dumb.
No, for real. Like, I know some ain't smarter than others, but I'm like, damn,
you're just dumb.
And then once again, I challenge anyone to show me a clip of me calling anyone dumb for disagreeing with me. Munchie, I've never said that. The only disagreement me and Munchie had was when we was talking about he was defending the illegal immigrants, and I was like, he's being a hypocrite because he cares about illegal immigrants getting taken out of funerals and bar mitzvahs and shit, but the same people or the same person, they're on gangbang shit where you will kill a dude for a minor infraction, and I feel like we both had a strong opinion on, because he was like, well, you should have been cripping then. I let it go. I said, cool. Okay, good one, right? When did I call you dumb? When did I call anyone dumb? When did I call anyone dumb on No Jumper? Every statement made about me was ridiculous because it was based on shit I never said. I don't call people dumb. I don't call people names. I treat No Jumper like a job. I'm not going to call anybody dumb at my job. Now, Mo Brown, let's get this. You most definitely have called people less intelligent. So we've been in the heat of an argument. Well, that's okay. You're less intelligent. That's a lie. That's a lie. Now, if you're saying that I alluded to the idea that someone is less intelligent, that's totally subjective. That's based on the way you perceived or received what I said. That was not me making definitive statements. I ain't called nobody dumb. I ain't called nobody stupid. I ain't said I'm smarter than everybody in the room. If that's what you're taking away from what I'm saying, well, that's a you problem. Or you can ask a follow-up question to get me to clarify. So, Brandon, are you saying that anyone who doesn't agree with you is dumb? No, I'm not saying that. There's a lot of people who don't agree with me. That doesn't mean they're dumb. I don't agree with freaking Joe Biden, but Joe Biden's not a dummy. I don't agree with freaking Gayle King, but she's not dumb. I don't agree with freaking Joy Reid. She's not dumb. Karen Jean-Pierre, the Whoopi Goldberg. I don't agree with them. That doesn't mean they're dumb or less intelligent. Do I believe they're disingenuous or hypocritical? Yeah. But dumb is a stretch. Dumb is a stretch.
And if it's something I felt need to be challenged, I'm gonna challenge it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you also feel like how much of it is the fact that Brandon tends to make everything about race and history as well? I feel like that's like a big thing that I see complaints from is people just saying that he makes everything about race and they're sick of it.
Well, those are his favorite things to like discuss. Like he
Listen, let me let them finish.
in that sphere of YouTube. So it's like,
And I get that race is very salient, very relevant
For
in many
sure.
conversations.
for sure.
I just feel like I read a preponderance of comments saying that he over discusses that stuff. Really, I see people say that about viral in general too.
Here's the thing. Lush and Adam tried to participate in the race argument. They both got crushed. Lush cannot get over the fact that he got crushed by me in the debate about race. So he will, every chance he gets, he will try to throw a shot at me or challenge me on something related to race or, social dynamics or something like that. That's not me bringing up race. That's you not being able to get over the fact that you got cooked on a racial debate. And so every chance you get, you try to bring it back to a racial discussion. That's Lush doing that, baiting people into racial conversations. Oh, tell everybody why you hate Mexicans. I'll give you a prime example. Do you guys remember when Wax sat in on the show, on the Thursday show? And then Lush was like, yeah, Brandon, tell Wack about why you hate Mexicans. We weren't talking about Mexicans at all. Lush brought that up, trying to get me and Wack to have a debate about race issues. He does that all the time. And I don't mind it, but don't turn around and say, I keep talking about race. Just on Monday, me and Viral Way had a heated debate about Carmelo Anthony, where I was saying Carmelo Anthony, who is black, is guilty as sin for stabbing that white boy, Austin Metcalf. I talk about race when someone brings it up, but I don't judge my opinion on race. My opinion is based on what's right or what's wrong. I'm actually pretty even on it, but Adam's audience is primarily Hispanics. And I believe they're younger Hispanics. So if they hear you say anything negative about them or about Hispanic people, they're just going to react emotionally to what's said. They're not going to wait and see. I went and sat down with the channel American Cholo, the American Cholo, me and Gil. We sat, we chopped it up, we had a good conversation. Off camera, Gil's like, man, you're just even. He was like, you just call it like how you see it, and people just get upset about that. I'm like, exactly. That becomes Brandon's a racist. Brandon, listen, man, anyone who is ignorant, so ignorant to where they don't want to listen to what's being said and make a statement or comment based on what's actually being said, I promise you, that person ain't even a true supporter of your channel. That person is just coming through to throw bullshit out to see if you could, if you pay attention to it. No, dude, listen. That the Hispanic audience stuff was something that was brought up to me when I first sat down at No Jumper. And I have no problem with Hispanic people at all. I drove all the way to freaking Van Nuys or some shit just to sit down with American Cholo. That's way far away from where I live. But I was like, this is cool. Let me sit down with bro. And I love, hey, I'm not gonna lie, American Cholo, that's a good dude. He's cool as hell, super professional, love his setup. Man, me and Gil can talk about anything. We were talking about Israel, Palestine. We were just talking about all types of topics. I'm like, I mess with this dude. This dude is cool. This dude is smart. This dude is really reading and doing the research. That it doesn't have nothing to do with his race or his color. The reality is the people who get mad and try to say, you're always talking about race, those people are the real racists. Because if you can't deal with someone talking about your race in a critical way or in a observational or analytical way, then you're the person who's really the racist. You talk about black people all fucking day. I don't care. You ain't slandering them, calling bad names. I couldn't care. I might agree with you on most of the stuff you say. Right? But it's just ignorant.
Hey, I like viral. I like viral for real because I like the thing with the
I already know what this guy's gonna say.
A couple of their recent. The reason why I'm like guessing is because I haven't seen a couple of their recent appearances because I was on the road. So I just
because when I give my opinion, I'm gonna give my honest opinion. And if I dislike the person and if their music good, it's good. You know what I'm saying? So when I don't even know what led up to that clip when y'all was talking about the
podcasters,
the Sting Team thing, whatever. Like he was making good points. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't wrong. And then,
I guess he had said, but for the reason why that happened, I guess he had made a comment beforehand, so he wanted to have that same energy in person.
No. I don't even want to touch on it because it's automatically like I'm biased when it comes to that. But then with the Wack thing, he was challenging Wack and made Wack explain himself. You know what I'm saying about his gang, even though he didn't want to hear the whole trucker shit over again. But
oh yeah, and I love this part too, where they start talking about like the viral way, Messiah sitting down talking with Wack. Listen, man, I love the conversation between the viral way and Wack 100. We learned a lot more about Wack 100. Adam been sitting with Wack 100 how long? And these questions have never been asked. You just got to accept like, yo, there's different people who going to delve a little deeper into certain topics and certain conversations. Guys, the link is in the comments if you want to call in. But yeah, you can call in. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Hey, their criticism of you is baseless, or do you agree with them? Nah, everything they was saying was true. You say you're the smartest guy in the room and you calling other people dumb and all that stuff. I might call somebody dumb on my own channel, but I ain't going to nobody else's channel calling people dumb. I don't do that. We got one person who just called up, but before we get to them, let's get these super chats. They are trying to find a fit for you. Overreacting. Lugier Venturas. Thank you so much for the $1.99. You talking about No Jumper is more entertaining than the actual No Jumper podcast most of the time. Music decorates time. Thank you so much. Appreciate the $5 holler. Cuddy, shout out to you for the $5. Keep up with the streaming, Brandon. Here's a little motivation. Thank you so much, Cuddy. I appreciate that. On Cash App, shout out to my boy JP from the LB, aka Sticks and Stones, for the $5 holler in the Cash App. Guys, please don't forget, The links to Cash App, PayPal are pinned to the top of the chat, and you have the super chat button down at the lower right-hand corner. So we have Cinderoni in the building. What up, Cinderoni?
What up, what up, what up, what up? Salute, Brandon. Salute to the chat and everybody tuning in, you know what I'm saying, with the positive criticism. You know, man, I seen the show, and it seems like, you know, it seems like Adam don't like to be figured out publicly.
Hey.
Maybe,
I don't know.
Yeah, see, it seems like, you know, when you try to figure him out, or you call out the points that make sense and you know what I mean, that resonate with what's going on, that, you know, that might be a little, you know, touchy, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, I ain't heard you tell no lies yet. Shout out to Aunt Hefe and Munchie B and all the guys up there and everything like that. But, you know, at the end of the day, to try to make an issue with you because you got a big brain, and to put words in your, and you know, about you and stuff like that, to come out like that, like, I ain't heard you say nothing like that. You know, I just heard you give an opinion on the matters and topics. I don't think that you know, you're being biased at all. I think sometimes the truth hurts, man, and when you're not you know, just, you know, keeping up bullshit, man, and you know, saying whatever comes to your head and shit like that. When you actually thinking, that might be a problem for some people.
Nah, you're not wrong. A lot of people just want to feel their way through things, and when you actually think and use logic, you just call BS out. Like it's like, even with Lush, sometimes when he starts going crazy, he'll start foaming at the mouth, right? So I'll be like, hey, get this dude a napkin. He's foaming at the mouth. Everybody in the room sees this guy foaming at the mouth. No one reaches to grab a napkin, right? On top of that, where's his self-awareness to say, you know what? I know my mouth is dry as hell. I know I've been talking a lot. Let me just keep a towel on me so I can wipe my mouth in case I start foaming. I'm mad. Am I hating on him because I'm saying that? Bro, I'm trying to keep you from looking like a rabid dog on freaking on YouTube.
Yeah, they see, that's what I'm saying. They want him to be seen with the lizard mouth, you know, with the lizard lips and shit. And, you know, him looking like a Komodo dragon on film, you know, all that foam hanging out his mouth, and, you know what I mean, whatever. That just, you know, I guess they feel like that's a hit. You know what I mean? But when someone comes with logical facts, and Lush be having some good points too here and there. Like, he's a good, hey, listen, no, I take nothing from him. He's good for what he does, but it's a whole lot of mannerisms. It's a whole lot of standards and things of that nature that could be stepped up. And I think when you come through, you raise the bar on and put people in their feelings, because you exposing what's supposed to be happening instead of what is happening, that's keeping this thing looking like a rocky road. But like I say, I guess some people like to sell controversy more than they like to sell, you know, integratable things.
But what happens when it ain't selling no more? Then what? Because that's what's going on.
But see, that's why shit like that. But see, that's why they need the drama to put that type of. See, I guess when people make more of income off of destruction, rebuilding seems like, you know, like that seems asinine. That seems like a problem. That seems more like a burden, because when you build a company off of destruction and chaos and mayhem and slander and, you know what I'm saying, bogus opinions and shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, anybody could draw in to see a bunch of bullshit. But what is intelligent about that? And when you bring intelligence in the room, sometimes that scares people.
And my thing is, oh, he's polarizing and da-da-da-da-da. Bro, this channel is built on people like damn near going to war with each other on camera. That's what's crazy. It's like you got a room full of gorillas or a room full of freaking big ass.
It's county. That shit is county. That shit is county. county.
Yeah,
Nothing. That's all it is. That shit is a take in. Anybody who ever been locked up, that's all that shit is. It's a holding cell. That's it.
right.
That's
But
it.
it's like you feel more threatened by me than that. Like I would be more worried about like somebody beating the crap out of somebody on camera and I'm getting sued.
Hey,
but it's like this guy's like talking too much.
Let me tell you something, brother. When I seen them do that punk ass shit with that white boy, with the white pimp and everything like that, when I seen that whole shit go down, I knew what type of show this was. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I can't just tune all the way into that shit because I see right now they ain't about the guests, they about some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that the white boy was in pocket. Regardless if you respect his game or not, he came to represent him. His game might not be your game. His game might not be, even with the toe sucker, even with the dude with the snow bunny who was up there. It was a lot of attacks on the guests. You know what I'm saying? Like
the thing with Kelpie, Almighty is a bully. He used something Kelpie said, purposely took it out of context, and used that as an excuse to try to fight someone he knew he could beat. And the reason why he lost with me is not because I beat him up or anything like that. He lost with me because it clearly showed bro was picking and choosing who he was going to physically assault on camera. That's just what it was.
And on top, I'm gonna tell you something else about that too, because there was one dude that came. What's that dude? Cliff. I think his name Cliff. Where he be popping up. Mm-hmm. He came up here. He came up there with some little stud. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. I ain't no disrespecting them, but I'm just saying he came up there with a stud, and they was going in on Sharp or whatever, right? And so Cliff said some shit like, "I'm coming in gangbang. I'm slapping all pimps. I'm coming in gangbanging, pimping and shit." He said some weird shit that where if Almighty, if you were so serious about your motherfucking pimping church, you would have motherfucking stepped to that nigga like, "Holmes, you talking to Sharp? You ain't talking to all pimps." That's right. Something with you and Sharp. You don't need to be making that a plural statement. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like you got a problem with peas. All like you just gonna be slapping peas everywhere. You go slap that pea. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things Almighty be, you know what I'm saying? He definitely be picking and choosing who we do that bullshit with.
It's so crazy to me. You people could talk about like black culture, speak on like black gang culture, right? All this stuff. No one can tell me No Jumper is doing as much deep dives into Southsider gang culture than they are black culture. The whole channel revolves around black culture, but when you want to bring out the context or, you know, expand the scope on how black culture, how the things that No Jumper talks about, you know, relate to black culture in a macro level. Oh, you're always bringing up race. Nigga, you're on a channel talking about black people all the time. Mm-hmm. That's crazy to me.
The channel is built off of that. You know what I'm saying? It's built off the pain of black folks and you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. So when I noticed that what's his name, Whack 100, he said that he don't want to be on the show with you. And I said, man, like, you know what I'm saying? That's when I knew right there you was the man for the job. Because if someone of that stature in nature, you know what I'm saying, feels like, you know, he can't be in the same room with you, and you ain't posing no threat to nobody. This is just some simple, you know what I'm saying, some intelligent conversation.
Not doing shit to nobody, but everybody got an issue with me, and I'm like, what am I doing, bro? Just you can tell me how you feel about me when I'm sitting in front of you. Let's make some content out of it. But yeah, and I had told Adam when he did that shit, when he was talking about like the finances of Brick Baby and all that, I was like, you know, even if you're not friends with somebody, just let the person be there. That's better, because then they could rebut whatever accusations are made against them. But thank you so much, Cinderoni. I appreciate you coming up.
Let's salute, man. Hey, good luck with you and whatever you got going on, man. I'm gonna be tuning in, man.
Thank you.
Hold it down.
Peace. Kickback. What up, Kickback? Kickback. Can you hear me? Kickback going once. Kickback going twice. Kickback going 3 times. You about to be dropped. Are you there?
Yo. Yo.
Okay, let's go. What's up?
I bet. I about to say, man, I've been watching No Jumper content for like since AD and them when AD and them was up there. But ever since you've been up there, it's like, I boom. I mess with the AD era. I mess with the Brick Baby era, but I feel like that shit was only going downhill. And like the people that was watching the content, we weren't really learning that. We were just like wasting our time, like listening to bullshit. But it's a podcast that we like, so we were listening to it. But I feel like since I've been listening to it since you've been there, I done learned some stuff that I ain't know. It make me want to think more about stuff. So I feel like you're a good addition, but Adam ain't gonna let you take over his platform, bro. Come on now.
Yeah,
We all
hey, I'm not. And the crazy thing, I appreciate that, by the way, but I'm not trying to take over nobody platform.
know.
Even when I speak about No Jumper, I speak in a way like we could all come up. I wasn't like, oh,
Right.
I'm the big bad villain. Okay, you put me on the Thursday show. Shit, let's make the Thursday show crack. And the Thursday show will crack. Trust me, it's already growing.
Bro,
We
you can ask anybody. I watch No Jumper. Like it's sick because I watch it faithfully. Like that's my show. I watch it. You feel me? I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube. No
Mhm.
Jumper, my show. But since you've been up there, I ain't gonna lie, that was some of the best episodes, no cap. And like, look, they trying to add 4 extras and people like that, bro. Did you see the episode? They took him to the zoo, bro. Like the zoo, bro. I'm 27, bro. I got kids, everything. Bro, they took him to the zoo. Like, what am I looking at? When my people see me looking at No Jumper, they know I watch it, but they like, nigga, what is you watching? It's
no
like,
right.
it's like you watch. You watching a grown man go to the zoo. Like, this is dumb, bro. You should be ashamed of yourself. But I feel like when you come in there, sometimes when you be proving your points, it be making like, how somebody's so smart and make other people feel like you criticizing them for not knowing what you know, because everybody don't know. Everybody ain't smart. You know what I'm saying? Or some people is smart in their own way, but some people feel like you just be overdoing it on motherfuckers type shit. I ain't gonna lie. Cause then I came
Right.
here and seen me watching it and said it like Brandon doing too much.
Hey, but the crazy thing is this: if a gang member, 4 extras, one of them doing the most, doing crazy gay stuff, just over the top. Oh, that's fun. That's cool. But then if I'm doing it to prove a point, or like I'm just like, hey, I'm trying to articulate my point.
Right,
Oh, he's doing too much. It just kills me with the
right.
hypocrisy, bro. Like a dude getting down in front of a dude like he about to slob his knob to me is a
Bro.
bit more offensive than Brandon just being
So
like, "Can
look,
I
just
talk
look
so
at
I
it
can
in
make
my
my point?"
look at it on my perspective, bro. When I'm watching it from home, when the nigga get down on his knees and like he finna neck another nigga off, and I got my girl right here. You see what I'm saying? She like, what the
Ex-
fuck are you looking at?
exactly.
For real though, bro. My bad for cursing. My bad. I'm
Nah,
from
you
North
good.
Virginia. We sailors. We curse all the time.
Nah, it's all
But
good. It look crazy. It make you look sus because you watching that like, bro, what is this bullshit you want?
thank you,
And
bro.
man, listen, I feel you, but as long as it's funny and it's going, and I'm telling you, that's how you know the audience is mostly kids, because only like teenagers
You
really
think they
think shit
kids
like
for
that
real
is
though,
funny.
bro? You think they really kids or?
Man, I believe that shit, bro. Look, okay, look at the nigga Lil Brazy and them
Cause I
coming
done
up
try to
there.
put like my little cousins on No Jumper. They like 15, 17 and shit. They like, what is you watching, cuzzo? But they like it as they tune in. But they like, at first they're like, what is this? Type shit. Like they really don't really like it like that.
But you got to think of other states, right? It's little
Right.
kids and stuff in other states who like they glorify gang shit. They wish they could come to LA to meet somebody who a real Inglewood family blood and a Rolling 60 Crip. Like they'll watch it and they're almost like interactive because they can say things. Adam actually pays attention. Adam is one of the few people in a pod who will respond to you on Instagram if you message him. He'll
Right. Right.
respond. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and honestly, I don't think a lot of youngsters watch it, but that's who it kind of appeals to, and I think that's why the views are down.
And like you said, all right, look, answer this question. How is he got 4.5 million subscribers and like who watches it?
I don't know. I would love to see the analytics.
All them they stream with like they follow they subscribers watch their stuff all the time, but Adam got like 100K, 76K, And I've been watching this for years, bro. So I like you probably weren't paying attention to it when I was watching it. I'm like, how,
Nah,
when you said that, it made me think. I'm like, how do he only got this many people watching it when he
because
got?
people are leaving. People are finding other. A lot of people hit me and say, "Bro, I only started back watching No Jumper because you're on there." Like a lot of people left, and instead of saying, "Well, let's figure out why people left and try to bring them back," it's like let's just be like prisoners to this captive little audience we got. But unfortunately, I mean, bro, even when they got people in the chat spamming stuff like Brandon is this or that, or this or do you know there are people who will leave your podcast because they don't like the toxicity of the chat? They'll be
Right,
like, I don't want to be reading this stuff. They'll just go
right.
watch something else. So
Oh,
so it's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but a lot it's a crazy channel, but the stuff Brand is doing is too crazy. Come on, it's stupid.
so
Thank
let
you
me
so much.
ask this. All
Okay,
right,
go ahead.
bet. One more,
Last
one
question.
more. I'm gone. I'm gone. So, do you feel safe by being like going up? Because look, well, California like gang bang capital, whatever. I can tell you from the hood, but you talk your shit like you don't care. You feel like you can fight, same thing. You feel me? But do you feel like a motherfucker go try you one day, like, hey Brandon, I don't like what you be doing, bro. Uh, nah.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. In my life, people have tried me, but do I feel worried about No Jumper? No. Why?
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
really.
It
I
was
mean,
just the outside looking in.
no, I know, and it looks like a hostile place, but
All right.
honestly, like generally in LA, like people have respect for other people. People, if they know you about your business, like most people ain't trying to fight with me just because it's a chance you could lose. And then, I will
Brandon, you
hope
can't beat
everybody has
everybody, bro. You can't beat everybody. Stop that.
no, but people are very like
And I
they're
took
risk
karate
averse.
too for 3 years. I took karate too. I won't never know black belt. I was like a yellow belt. I
Well,
know katas and all that.
no, think about this. If I see a big ass dude who's 6'7", 350, I'm not gonna try to agitate that dude because even if I feel like I could beat the dude up, there's a chance that he could beat me up. There's a chance he could knock me out, whatever. So
Yeah.
I think people size each other up and they're like, nah, bro's cool. Rather be his friend than be his enemy. Like say like Aunt Hefe or something. Dude, Aunt Hefe's forearms are like this big, bro. Huge. I'm like, I want to fight that dude. That
Right.
dude catch you with one punch, you're probably gonna get knocked out. I would rather be his friend than his enemy. You see what I'm saying? It's just a mutual respect. So I don't get this feeling when I'm at No Jumper, like people want to fight with you or posture up on you. I think if you're from Cali, you understand the energy because most people in Cali act like that, just turned up energy, but they don't really mean nothing by it. Like when Dodie Sixton was like, "Man, you from No Jumper," they came up pretty
They
aggressively.
press you for real, or you
No,
just capping?
no, they didn't press me. They came
Okay.
up like another person would take it as aggression, but like because
A
I'm
nigga
from
ain't walking up
Cali,
on me saying nothing, bro. For real,
yeah,
bro.
because you
Like, come
probably
on,
from
that
the
gang.
South or something.
I'm from
No,
Virginia. I'm from
okay,
Virginia.
in Cali, dudes are um more animated. So while
Okay.
someone might be like turned up like DW Flame, DW Flame is very animated, but
Okay.
DW Flame is not about to fight you. He just
Right.
that's how he talks, that's how he acts. It's a lot of
Right.
people like that. If you grow up around it, you get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But thank you for coming up, bro.
Right.
Music Maniacs. What up, my brother?
Man, this is it's reminding me of like Elon and Trump, the big breakup of No Jumper and
Stop.
Brandon. But if you do, when you're playing that, Adam still wants you on board. And I feel like if you had your own show, you know what I'm saying? Maybe with a Lush, like a debate show, political type deal. Because that's kind of what podcasting is all about, a good debate or debating about a subject or like glazing on a subject. You know what I mean? It's podcasting, it's audio, it's radio. We don't need. I mean, look, I guarantee if Adam does. I mean, I know Adam and Lush are listening to this episode right now live, and you got to get that out. You got to, if Brandon's cool with that, of course, having your own show on there. Because I think that alone, if you try that for like a month, and then you compare the numbers of those random live shows they do, anything with you on it already has more numbers than anything else. You know what I'm saying? More views, and probably more donations. I mean, I donate when you're on there only. So
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I didn't want to say anything because I don't got the numbers, but I do feel like more people become members and donate when I'm there. And I think it's because people hate donate. Like they want to donate so Adam can read how much they hate me type of stuff.
yeah, Adam is listening to these Edgars and YNs on Reddit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like these little kids, teenagers,
that's
and
unquestioned. Like I can look at the Reddit and then Adam says something. I'm like, bro, was listening to Reddit. It's like, why would you do that? Like, who does that? Who takes
it's really
any of
like you know, Adam is, you know, he needs to see the bigger picture in this. Like that channel needs to grow and mature, and by that, bringing someone like you in who you kind of can be a role model to the YNs and everything, and you can, you know, somewhat. I mean, this Cali learning a lot with the, you know, the gang culture and everything. It's really strong there, and it's, you know, not so much here in Texas. It's, you know, not all about that, but I do find that kind of interesting. But that is, you know, the younger people, they, like you said earlier, they, you know, they attracted to that gang culture, the, you know, the rap music and everything, glorifying it.
yeah.
So
Nah, for
you
real.
know, like Adam sees that, and he, you know, but look, these teenagers and these people, they mature, they grow up, some of them, and like I said, with the, you know, the channel growing, could grow and mature in a kind of different way. I mean, he's doing his things with the adult portion of the internet, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, just these bringing, I mean, he's bringing all these random people in every week for these lives, and so like he really needs
Yeah,
just
I hate
like,
the rotating cast. I
yeah,
hate that.
that's,
Like I'm looking at Joe. He looks up to like Joe Budden in certain podcasts. I'm like, you don't see Joe Budden doing that shit.
you got to have a set. You get like the AD and house phone days. You got to have like the same host every week. People get used to him. People, you know, you're a big AD guy. You're a big house phone guy. You're a big Brandon guy. Hey, I'm a big Lush guy. You know what I'm saying? So like people have their favorites and everything. But like Lush did, you know, kind of start. You know, when he was mentioning you, he kind of brought that up, obviously, to Adam, because Adam probably, you know, hearing him, he didn't listen to what you were saying. But I am a fan of Lush too. But I feel like y'all together, you know what I'm saying, is the bigger kid, you know, would be a big thing. And don't lose hope, Brandon. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully Adam will come to you and be like, I mean, because he did mention it. He's like, he still wants you around, and it would be better for his family. And I think it's better too, because like, you know, I personally am not really into hip hop and gangs and stuff like, so like when y'all get into the political talk and stuff, I like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially you and Lush. So
Definitely good to touch on, and I hope it's not a. I hope the whole situation is not something because of my political views, because that would be
yeah,
horrible.
the California liberalism is a true mental disorder. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
permeating. It's permeating, and people
Sickening.
will subconsciously like hate you without even realizing like I really don't like this guy, but it's because I don't like his political views, right?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not even a hip hop fan, and I tune into No Jumper because of, you know, really Lush, political views, stuff like that. And but when you came around, it's a whole different deal. I started donating, blah blah blah. So, and then obviously your channel, but you know, that's one thing that Adam, unless I missed it, he never like promotes your channel. He never says, "Hey guys, check out Brandon at," you know, the algorithm just floated me to your channel on YouTube just by accident. So like that's another thing. You know, he is, you know, I don't know, like the whole intelligence thing, like that is a thing with Adam, I feel like, but I don't want to be an Adam basher and everything, you
Yeah,
know.
we don't want to bash Adam, but like I always say, it's better to just air your grievances or say what you feel while you're still in good.
But he,
You're
look,
on
I'll
good
leave you
terms.
with this. I'll leave you with this. He better not, and I know he will. He's gonna bring on Sus, bro, and I really hope he never does that again, because that's so serious. Like that knife shit is so real, like real life. It's so serious. Everyone's
He
talking. Oh, Brandon, this, bro. If anyone's in that situation, that's not. It's not cool, man.
He won't
You know what
bring
I mean?
Suts on with me anymore. He might bring them on.
No, but if he
I-
if he straight up fires you and listens to the YNs and Edgars and then brings on Sus like in a couple
is
weeks,
that
he's
what
gonna be
they're
like,
saying?
damn.
Is that what they're saying in the
That's
in
it.
the
Could be
Reddit?
no, I'm just saying, like, it's anything can happen, but like, I don't know. I feel like Lush misrepresented you horribly on that. You know, he started a lot of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Adam needs to hear the real. Obviously, he's listening to this show right now, but
I mean, I'm gonna, just for monetary reasons, I don't see why would Adam bring a suspect back. You were overpaying him. He's
well, he's
not really,
listening to those same Edgars and YNs that are his fans or Sus fans, like you're saying earlier. It's all like Sus fans that are like bashing you type thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, and that's cool, man. I mean, I really couldn't care less what he does. Just if you talk about me, just tell me, say it while I'm there, so I can, defend myself.
Yeah,
But
we
thank
need
you so
Adam. Yeah, we need Adam, Brandon, and Lush next week. So or tomorrow. All right.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
brother.
Music Maniac. KP, what up, bro? Unmute your mic, KP.
First of all, slob on the knob. What you on some Unk 607 shit, bro? I've been sitting here for like 10 minutes to say that to you.
What the hell? S on the what?
Yeah, you said that.
Oh,
shit.
shoot.
Yeah.
No, shut up. You know what I meant. Stop.
Come on, my nigga.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop. I didn't even think about that.
See?
I
But
didn't think. Unc was trying to be, he was trying to be offensive.
But so look, man, and I ain't gonna take up too much of your time. I'm gonna just talk about the history between me and you. 2007, we was at the studio together, and I was in the streets, gang banging and all that. And you had played me Common's Finding Forever CD. And it was the first time I heard that CD. It was one of the first times I actually listened to Common. And you introduced me to something. And I had realized at that moment, as a music artist, demographic. And I realized I was never in Common's demographic, and he didn't make music for me. So for you on No Jumper, bro, you're not a part of that demographic. That's the bottom line. I don't give a fuck what people keep. Everybody can come and glaze the situation and gas the shit up. You're not a part of the demographic, bro. What you talking about, the No Jumper is not built on that. No Jumper, nobody gives a fuck about that on that side. And I know people gonna support it because they're looking at that. It's like the biggest West Coast platform. So everybody's looking like it's an opportunity. Me and you've had plenty of private conversations. I've told you personally, like, I don't believe that shit is for you because it brings nothing but bullshit. And you don't fit the demographic. A lot of it is politically. I mean, most of the motherfucking YNs are liberals, or they have a liberal understanding. So when they hear your point of views, it's automatically, oh, this dude hates this, hates that, hates this, hates that. I mean, I've told you about people I've had tune into your channel, and they have these formative opinions. And then it's just a place that I feel like, it's not where you at in your life at the age of 40 and what that channel represents and the situations that it can cause. I think you're better than that. I think about the suspect shit since it happened. And I tell myself, like, I love this nigga like a brother. We've been homies for 20 years. And I'm like, I would hate for something like that to lead to other shit.
Right.
When it's just literally, people just can't handle you. And it was a situation, but that's what No Jumper thrives off of. They thrive off of a nigga saying slob. They thrive off of a nigga saying nap. They thrive off of, oh, let me have this nigga from this Chicago gang and come talk about this shit. And that's the demographic chooses that. And it's hard, I'm gonna say, for your fans, because that's what they are. They're fans. Fans are fickle. So they might not see other things, but when it's somebody that personally knows you,
right,
I see it in a different light. I see it that, man, you just don't fit in this demographic. And it's a lot of demographics that you just don't fit in. That's just not on No Jumpers. It's in social circles. From the way you dress. People, oh, yeah, oh, this nigga wear the shorts. I'm like, if anybody knew this nigga ain't never wore baggy clothes. This nigga's always dressed like that.
Right.
You feel me? But it's the demographics don't understand you. So when you do go on there and you start having these conversations, a lot of that shit is just not resonating with people. And I don't think Adam and them, you know, it's a sinking ship. Joe Budden been talking about that shit for the past few years. That, you know, no jumper is going to sink. AD and them talks about it. T-Rail and them talk. It's just a sinking ship. And, you know, he tried to bring something new. And I think he's seen over time that, okay, you are challenging him. So it does make his job a little harder. He loves Lush. So whatever Lush kind of say is going to be his shit. And I just think some of the conversations that they put you in, I just don't feel like sometimes you should even indulge in. You know, we haven't spoken on the phone in about a week or two, but it's been a few times when you guys talk about gang shit, prison shit. I'm like, I think that belittles who Brandon is. People tune into Brandon because you're insightful. You're going to give us information. You're going to give us some education, some history, some shit that is relevant to society, some shit that's food, some real food for thought. But if they got you on there and you talking about some, niggas is S and Y or niggas on a 50-50 or who beefing with who, I just feel like that just discredit who you are. I feel like that just brings down who you are. And that's me as a friend. And you know, we've had this situation. The first time you went on No Jumper, I told you like, hey, bro, you know, I mean, you know, do what you're going to do. I understand it's a podcast thing. I understand it's a content thing. And I understand that No Jumper, you know, as it sits today, is probably the biggest, if not West Coast, LA podcast. So, of course, being on there is an opportunity to get known. But it goes back to things I think about in life. You know, what do niggas want to be known as? And what do people want to value their character as? And I just feel like a lot of people respect the fuck out of you. A lot of people in different circles respect you. And I personally, as a friend, hate to see you have to even, you know, talk about this shit, man. So what? Them niggas don't want you on there, so what? Fuck them. You better
Right.
than that.
Hey, yeah, I'm not really tripping if they don't want me on there. It's just like my biggest thing is like, if you have a criticism of me, at least let it be baked. But I get what you're saying. It's like they're gonna say things about you that are untrue because that's kind of what their audience feeds off of and thrives off of. But I get it. I get it.
I mean, because when you look at it, man, just the how I first heard about No Jumper when I was in prison was because a nigga who I knew was on there, AD. You feel me? And I remember in the beginning of it, it wasn't a whole bunch of messy shit. But then I remember when shit started coming into gang culture, and it just seemed like to me that shit became their bread and butter. And me personally, as a nigga who's from the streets and all that, I feel like that shit is silly because I'm like, damn, we got real live niggas going on there, and then their whole image is being tainted. Somebody like Brick Baby, I've been knowing him forever. I've been on Zaire forever. And it's like niggas talk about him like a weirdo. And I'm like, damn, y'all niggas don't know this nigga was a premier nigga in the streets. But that brand, it just does something to people because it becomes a content thing. And you niggas get it, you know, you get on there and it becomes about content. And that content world is a fucked up place because it's about engagements and the algorithm and shit. So when people get on that motherfucker, they expecting you to do some shit. The motherfuckers, a lot of these people who watch that shit don't give a fuck if Almighty would have stabbed you or not. Nobody give a fuck if you like if it went, the content would have made sense for them, it was gonna be promoted.
Nah, for real. Yeah.
And as a person who fucks with you, I just feel like you better than that, bro. Like I can give a fuck what any comments on here saying. I just feel like you way better than that, bro. I feel like as a person, as a father, as a husband, as a friend, you know, just as an intellect, you're way better than No Jumper, bro. Like way better. And I pray, bro, that you find a situation that's better than that. I mean, anybody who watches you knows that, you know, only loss I seen you take was against Mark Lamont Hill. Aside of that, you done fucked up everybody else.
Mark Lamont Hill. Yes.
But you know, I love you, bro. I just had to drop that on you. I'm gonna call you soon.
All right, for sure. Hit me up.
Right.
Thank you. Gerald Johnson.
What's up, Brandon? What's up, brother? Hey, you ain't got my alias. Hey, I say you're a professional like me. We can go social security numbers out here, man. I appreciate what you're doing, man, out here. I like the intellect. The intellect that you bring into the No Jumper catalog is phenomenal, sir.
Thank you.
It's phenomenal. And I like how you held your ground because the violence was brought to you the first time I seen you on the platform. Violence was brought to you immediately like you was in the penitentiary. Remember? Was that your first time on there when you got attacked?
That was my first time being on there with Suspect.
Oh, and Suspect. You know, one thing I did like about him was at least if he got violent with a white boy. I got tired of just black people beating up on black folks on there. I said, well, damn, at least, but he was totally wrong. So you know what I mean? It's that situation. You know what I'm talking about, Brandon?
No, yeah, I know what you mean. I know.
Now,
Suspect. That guy just needs to grow up. That's all I can say about him. Like, he just needs to grow up, man. Like, he was wrong every time he did something, but some people like him, some people mess with him. I'm just like, but I told him, I was like, bro, you can't let the audience pressure you into making decisions that could mess your life up. That's crazy to me.
But you put yourself in good position because I'm glad that you made it because I already knew when I seen you on there, I knew the day was coming. I said, this is a guy accessible. I could talk to this guy and look at now. I'm talking. See, these are the type of people we want on Non Jumper because I feel you could pull people up there with you. Because what do you consider yourself like civilian up there? What do you call it? Like what's your title up there? Like
shit, we all civilians. We in freaking we ain't in the military, but I'm just a podcaster, just a regular professional podcaster. That's what I am.
So will you say what's killing us in society as Americans is, I see you don't really have that, but you see it a lot up there at your platform, is we try to be tough. Trying to be tough is destroying us as a whole generation. And I wanted to get your thoughts on that because I don't see you trying to be tough. When you was in a situation with Almighty Suspect, remember you was trying to de-escalate the situation as far as the violence. So I like that.
Yeah, in our society, you got a lot of people want to be something without putting the work in. You want to be a tough guy, go learn how to fight and kill and do all that. Go join the Marines. Then you're a tough guy, right? Be a Navy SEAL.
Mm-hmm.
You got a dude who his mama's still feeding him. He get all 3 of his meals a day from his mama, and she washes his clothes and folding his stuff up, and he want to walk around and act like he the hardest dude on the street.
Nah, but look, another thing with you got your martial arts. Remember, they taught you grace. So you were showing your martial arts in when he was talking about how he was gonna whoop your ass. Remember, you was hitting him with the grace. That's what masters really. I mean, a lot of black belts tell you that. They say, "Come on now, hold on, brother." Don't they usually you try to talk yourself out of the fight before you fight, right?
Yeah, just de-escalate the situation. Like I'm not scared of you, but I'm not really. I didn't come here for that. You know what I'm saying? We came here to pod. We came here to talk. And I honestly think me and Almighty could have had some legendary podcasts because we're both opinionated. He seems to be reasonably like intelligent. He knows some history and stuff.
But how can you hold on though? Hold on, let me rebut. You cannot debate with a guy like that. He's yelling the whole. Even with y'all, come on now, that ain't good podcast. You yelling too much, bro. Good God,
yelling the same thing over and over, and then trying to joke. But I think he has the potential. But I don't know. He just a crash out, just a perfect.
So you grew up? Where you get? So you grew up in Cali? That's where you got your skills from? In California?
I grew up in Long Beach.
Hey man, I used to live on Obispo, man. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio right now, Brandon.
Oh, Obispo, that's where the Chinese food spot is. People be lined up for
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir, man. Hey man, that's why it's so good to hear from you, man. But like I said, you telling them right, that gang shit you telling them, that hurt. Now that's why really, you going right at them with the gang shit. But that's gonna always be hard because you in the heart. You have to be careful, like I said, be graceful. I don't think nobody will hurt you because you're not being disrespectful, like you told the other call. You're not.
Yeah, just be respectful always. I always give people respect. Like I lead with that. But thank you so much for calling up, Gerald.
Hey, thank you. God bless you, man. God bless
Appreciate
you, man.
it, man. Square Game, you the last one. What up, Square Game?
Hey, what's going on, Brandon? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh yeah, I got plenty of game for him, man. You need to check out my channel sometime. Give me some critique like Adam be doing you.
Shit, Adam don't give me no critiques.
Yeah, man. Nah, but I just had to say, man, Lush was lying through his dentures, first of all. You didn't never say you was the smartest in the room. See, that's another problem I got with those guys out there. They'll just run at the mouth and not even like do the research or just like,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
oh yeah, go ahead, and just like you said, just don't like, let's sometimes just throw things out there just to see a reaction. Same thing Adam does. I mean, like you said, content brain. And also I had to just add this, man. I watched the news today, right? They had Ant, Lush, and Remo on there, right? You know how you seen Ant's reaction when Lush just lied and said, you said you was smartest in the room, and you heard Ant's reaction, right?
Yeah.
Tell me why on the news today this fool was asleep about a half an hour on the pod, bro. Check it out when you get the chance, bro. I swear, dude was sleep, saying that sleep. He be sleep most time, but this time it was very noticeable, and they actually called it out. Lush and Josh and them called it out. They was like, "Damn, dude, you sleeping there? Like, what's going on? Like, not contributing nothing to the pod, man, at all." So I don't know, man. He yeah, I don't know about Ant. And just one more thing, man. I noticed you guys from Long Beach, from I'm from Georgia. I'm not from out there, but it seems like the guys from Long Beach are more like logical and more mature than I noticed that even when I got introduced to like DW Flame and his brother P Nice, and then the Viral Way guys, and then you, and then even that black and Korean guy. He's a young guy, but he's kind of mature for his age as well. Yeah, Tab Third. It's just like the South Central guys and stuff. It's like they kind of like, I don't know, lacking maturity, and it's kind of like, also that segues me into another point. The audience of No Jumper is like, they are the majority of them. You got guys like me that I'm 32 going on 33. I like the content. I like the dynamic that you bring there. To me, you have the insight and the knowledge, but you also have a sense of humor, man. You're not just like boring. Like you. I don't know. People be catching the one-liners, but I be catching them, bro.
Yeah, nah, for real. Like my humor. Like if you catch my humor, you'll be like, bro, funny, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm a truck driver, man. I be dying in the in the truck, man, listening to y'all, man. Especially when you on there. But it's like yeah, the mass majority of their fans are just immature, bro. I think that's what it is. And like I think one of the callers said as well, like they have to mature. Well, they don't have to do a damn thing, honestly.
They
If they
do whatever they want to do. If they they go mature.
Yeah, you right. If they want to keep that same echo chamber, that mature echo chamber of an audience they have, they can keep doing what they do. But honestly, yeah, I had stopped watching No Jumper for a while, and when you came on, it kind of breathed new life into the pod. So man, yeah, I just
We gonna
I don't
see.
know,
We gonna
man.
see what he gonna do, man. We gonna see what they gonna do, man. I'm here for it, but definitely all your points were valid and they made a lot of sense, man. I appreciate you calling up Square Game. You're always welcome, brother.
Yeah, bro. Salute. Take care.
Thank you, peace. Hey guys, that's there we have it. Let's get these other super chats. Wolf, thank you for the $10 holler. We appreciate you, Brandon. Likewise, I appreciate all of you as well. My boy MJ, fucking Brandon. What's the vibe, dog? What the hell's going on? Sorry, out of the loop and don't watch the No Jumper show. Guys, yeah, PJ Brandon, K Onda Carter. I think Onda means like what's going on, like what's the vibe, basically. What's the situation or atmosphere? Nothing, man. We gotta get back to our political content, MJ. Cause you can't forget what got you here. And there's a lot going on, and I'm missing it because I'm kind of like doing a lot with the No Jumper stuff. But I'm about to get back more heavily on the geopolitical stuff, you know, and the stuff we talk about. They're like, oh, he's always, yeah, I know what brother means. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I appreciate y'all who don't necessarily watch No Jumper, who are tapping in to this content. We definitely gotta bring our level back up to where it was. And you might not have all the viewers doing that, but it don't matter. It's like you gotta fight the fight that you were meant to fight. I realize that the No Jumper battles, that's not what I'm here for. That's that's a battle you can't win because it's a battle purely based off of emotion and gossip and clickbait type stuff. So we just got to get back to what we do best, and it's coming. I'm coming at y'all with all the good stuff, and just I really want to make this channel a huge success, not just for me, but for the sake of all my viewers, the people who watch this channel and who've been riding with me, the kinfolk who've been day one riding with me from the beginning. We didn't been through a lot, but we're still here and we're still going strong. But thank you all for watching. Oh, shout out to Laughing Like Sagat, my brother. Thank you for the $2 holler. I appreciate that. Yeah. Till the next time. Take care of yourselves, but most importantly, please take care of each other. Peace.